Taking great photos does not have to be expensive. In fact, there are a ton of lighting solutions out there that are effective and quite cheap. But with all of those lighting solutions available, how do you know you're getting the right one for you? That's where I come in. See, today I'm here to show you my favorite cheap, easy, and effective smash cake lighting solution that I have been using for years, and this lighting solution has served me well, and I have no doubt it will do the same for you. Now, I am so confident in today's lighting setup that I went ahead and I produced a clickable shopping list for you guys. That way you can go ahead and click through to all of those links and get the exact gear that we are talking about today with absolutely no mistakes. Now, for those of you who want that list, all you have to do to get it is comment in the comment section down below, "list please." Go ahead and put that down there. I'll send you that list and you will be on your way to a super cheap, highly effective smash cake lighting setup. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the first item on that shopping list. And the first item is a light stand. But not just any light stand. We're looking at the Impact 9'5" heavy-duty light stand. Now, this is the one that I use for just about every type of photography at my studio. When I'm not using C-stands, this is my go-to light stand because it is robust, it has a giant footprint, which makes the light more stable, and the best part is that it is super lightweight. You can carry one of these right over your shoulder and not worry about tearing a rotator cuff. Now, the thing you need to understand about light stands is that you have to have one, right? If you think maybe you could get away with just putting the light on the floor because we're shooting smash cake photography, I want you to really understand that our brains are hardwired to see the light come from top down, right? As we've seen it that way our entire life because that's where the sun is. And if you put that light on the floor, that light's going to come from the bottom up and it's going to look false and fake, and your clients, they're not going to dig it. Now, the next thing on that list is arguably the most important. It is the light. I don't know why that would be arguably. It is the most important. It's the light. And today we're talking about the MS300 by Godox. This is a super powerful 300-watt light, and the best part is it's brand new and it has some really cool features. Now, the first feature is going to save you a ton of money. It has a Bowens mount right on the front of the darn thing. And the way that saves you money is that a lot of the third-party light box manufacturers and light modifier manufacturers, they use Bowens mount, which means you don't have to buy the higher-priced Godox softboxes. You can buy the cheaper third-party alternatives. So that Bowens mount really will save you a ton of money. Now, the next thing that I absolutely love about this light is that it comes with a built-in radio receiver, which means that you can put a radio transmitter on top of your camera and control the output of the light up or down from the back of your camera without actually having to walk over to the light, fiddle with it, walk back, take a test shot, walk back to the light again if you got it wrong, fiddle with it some more. You don't have to do any of that. I have been using this system for years in every type of my photography, from boudoir to senior portraits to headshots, and it has saved me so much time. So you are absolutely going to love the fact that this very cheap MS300 has the built-in radio receiver. Now that brings me to the next item on the list that you are going to need to make this super cheap lighting setup work, and that of course is a radio transmitter that goes on top of the camera to go ahead and talk to the light. Now, these are super cheap, they've come a long way, and I don't remember how we ever survived without being able to just control the light from the back of our camera. Now, last but certainly not least on this shopping list is the Godox 65-inch white umbrella with diffusion panel. Now, the white umbrella is super important. I would not go and buy a silver one. I always recommend the white because it puts out a beautiful soft light for smash cake photography. Now, if you're doing high fashion, maybe you want to visit the silver, but for our purposes today, we're going with the white with the diffusion panel. Now, the cool part about that is that the light actually shoots into the umbrella and then bounces out of the umbrella and then passes through a diffusion panel. Now, all of that bouncing and all of that diffusion just makes for incredibly soft light. And the best part is it's easy to store, and like everything else on this list, it's super cheap. Okay, so this is the fun part. This is when we get to run the numbers and find out just exactly how super cheap this lighting setup really is. Starting with the Impact 9.5 foot heavy duty light stand for, what is that, $54.95. Then of course you have the light, which is the Godox MS300. It's a great light, 300 watts of power, which is more than enough to fill up that umbrella. And that light comes in at a whopping $93. Wow. That's a hell of a deal. And if you want more information on that light, I went ahead and did a full video on that light. I will link it somewhere above my head there. You guys can click on that and learn all you want to know about that $93 light, but I can tell you straight away without watching the video, well, it's damn worth it. Next up, you've got the Godox 65-inch wide umbrella with the Fusion panel, and it's coming in at an incredibly anemic $96. Now, last on the list is the Godox transmitter that sits on the back of your camera, and it talks to the MS300, of course, allowing you to change that power output up or down at your whim, and you get to do it while sitting on your Bahuki. So that's a good thing, and it comes in at $69. Okay, so let's go ahead and punch in the numbers. I don't know why I did that. Let's go ahead and punch in those numbers, and what do we come up with? Well, we come up with $312.95. Now, think about that real quick. You're going to go ahead and use this lighting setup to create a portfolio that will bring in clients that are going to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So it is really a small price to pay. Now, before you sit there thinking I'm blowing smoke, this is the setup that I used when I started, and I have since made hundreds, if not thousands of dollars from this light setup. So if you're asking me, is it worth the investment? All I'm gonna say is, hell yeah. Okay, so don't get out of here yet. I wanna thank you for watching this far, but I have one more tip for you guys. And today's lighting setup, we went ahead and we put together something super cheap, super effective, and it's gonna make you money because, well, it's how I made my money in the beginning. But if you wanna get that crazy, insane, you know, the ProPhoto B1s and all the high-end gear, we're going to have to start talking about buying used gear, because I don't want to see you guys out there spending thousands upon thousands on absolutely brand spanking new ProPhoto B1s, all right? So, to that end, I went ahead and created a video on how you can go ahead and save money buying used gear. And in that video, I tell you my favorite places to go ahead and get used gear, and I give you some helpful tips on how not to get ripped off. So if you want to watch that video, all you've got to do is click, boom, right there. Thanks for watching today's video. I'm Daniel Troutman, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.